Yes. What a fine time to be alive. Hit that like button and subscribe, of course. If you haven't, let me turn this down a little bit till I get my audio set up just perfect. Hit that like button, subscribe. Historical events, masters. Oh, I put matters of this. I'm going full Democrat. Masters of disguise. Hit that like button. Yeah. I'll wait till the people up in here and we can get today's class started. Whoo-wee. Just when you thought you've seen it all. Yesterday we saw Bill Pickett. Wild Bill, leader of the Boy Scouts. Press 1. We met Willy Wonka for the first time yesterday ever in our lives. Press 1. Willy Wonka's transhuman. Press 1. This motherfucker dresses back and forth. Press 1. Oh, we got they ass. Oh yes, but today, family. You see, all this is for y'all. See, I'm going for the nigga face that's up there with Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, the other one. Y'all already know my target. Press 1. I'm an American. Press 1. I'm a real revolutionary. We trying to knock the nose off the Egyptian Sphinx, family. They make a beggar nose. Hit that one. A more handsome man than Mr. Roosevelt. Ooh, I hate Teddy Roosevelt. I hated Teddy Roosevelt my whole damn life. I knew he was a crook. Press 1. I fucking knew it. I had no idea just to the extent. He's looking like Teddy, just one of those names where people give you when they want to over glorify you. Yeah, he's no like a bit old cuddly teddy bear. Hit that like button and subscribe. No distractions. Just hit the like button and subscribe. We got an excellent conversation. I got one for you today that I need the class to go over. Shout out to Brittany in the chat room. Todd, Lewis, I see you out there. Terry B still out there. Deanne is out there. Billionaire status. The only billionaire chat room guy ever. No, I'm kidding. Lori is in the building. What's up, Lori? So today, family, y'all know I've been looking at those dams, how they flooded out these places. We already know them black people, them Negroes up under the lakes in America. The Native American story applies to you. And you have your own Holocaust that you need to deal with right here in your own homeland. That way you can stop sending money to other nations before you deal with yourself. I'm not saying be stingy. What I'm saying is, it comes to a point to where you got to protect yourself. And shout out to Amanda's in the chat room. Taj, what's up? So how many people? Is over 100 people in here? Let me check so we can get this class rolling. If you're not here when class starts, that's on you. 140 people. Hit that like button and subscribe. If you're not here when class starts, that's on you. But yesterday, somebody dropped an excellent photo off to your boy Kev Gills, and it was incredible because, like Bill Pickett, y'all know I've been looking for every character Teddy Roosevelt has ever played. That makes sense? I've been on Teddy Roosevelt for about 2-3 months consistently, because I just wasn't understanding how these people, you feel me, was being shifted around, and I just know I'm dealing with prosthetics. See, I never forget those eyes. You feel me? I don't give a fuck what nobody say. And never forget those eyes. But they got this Alois Hitler, right? He was supposed to be Adolf Hitler's daddy. And I'm like, why he look so much like Teddy Roosevelt? But I see now, we dealing with people who coming out the war are in some way, shape, or fashion are disfigured and need prosthetics. So we got to start looking at people from a prosthetic. Ooh, this coffee is delicious. A prosthetic position. You feel me? Trying to assess all of the tools. And remember, Mr. Hitler over here is an artist rendition. You understand what I'm saying? So, with a pair of glasses, you can do any damn thing. Now, I'm not saying I'm 100% correct. Of course, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, William Howard Taft, McKinley, Theodore Wilson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Grover Cleveland, all these people look alike. All of them. That's what I'm saying. All of them. You know, and it's eerie. It's so damn eerie. I had to go back and look at prosthetics used in the early turn of the century, as they like to say. And start looking at things at a different light. So my man Taj found this new character. Press 1, because that's what we're dealing right here. Corporations and characters. Okay, go Scooby-Doo. Think Scooby-Doo. You feel me? Now, I've already told you this is Karl Heinrich von Butcher, whatever. Could be Karl Marx, could not be. But Walter Wayman. Press 1. Walter Wayman hit the scene last night, family. I'm sorry. This Robin Williams character here, same character as Robin Williams played Jumanji and all of these people, he came out of nowhere. And I had to ask myself, okay, could he too be wearing the prosthetic eye, little nose, little thing that fix your face? And of course, the mustache, of course, yes. Of course he can. Of course he can. I'm not saying 100%. What I'm saying is, you don't know who you're looking at. You don't know that that's Carl. You don't know that that's Teddy Roosevelt. You don't know which one is which one. Which age. Nothing. We just taking these people's storylines on the merit. But while we was worried about what's his name? Walter. I did some research regarding Walter. And I want to show y'all what came up of Mr. Walter here, dealing with things right up our alley. Right? Mr. Walter here is, in fact, let me go to here. Mr. Walter is a engineer. Now, remind yourselves, don't forget, these people are expert explorers, meaning scouts, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. All of these people have, in some way, shape, or form, huge connections with scouting. Definitely. But I want to read y'all this report. Is that okay? And the river power. Now, this is going to be crazy because you got to decide. Wait a minute. Does this guy have the capacity? Like an Army Corps of engineer capacity? And no damming? Again, this is what we've been talking about here at the Row. Is when did these dams break? Who was in power at the time? And guess what I come to find out as well? This man, Walter, is the Surgeon General of the time. Press 1.
Shame. Shame.
So our friend Walter
Shame.
Don't look just like Roosevelt, a little younger, right? But he's also the guy who's able to send you to the asylum and deemed you what? Talk to me. I'll wait for my audience. I'll wait for y'all. He had the power. If you're dealing with, all right, he had the right power to deem. Wait a minute. The guy who looks like the trust buster himself is the guy, the same fucking guy who can name you an imbecile, incompetent, unfit, a criminal. Shit. And what else? What did he have the power to do? Oh, the insane. There you go. And he also had the power to do what? Huh? Come on. An epidemic.
Not like this. Not like this.
So I'm tripping like, wait a minute. Surgeon, this is his name. Do your research. Don't just listen to me. Do your research. I'm going to do a little reading. But this guy is very important to those corporations I had you guys studying when I told y'all, look, Red Cross, there's this one and that one, there's this guy, there's this corporation. But I want people to identify the original corporate mortis initial people. And these initial people on that list are seemingly the same individuals who ended up in power. It seems. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Okay? So let's look. Walter Wyman, as you gather your thoughts and get ready to call in, because I don't have to say too much any longer. We're dealing with crazy people. In 1899, electrical engineer Walter Wyman and attorney Harvey Eaton bought a generator and began providing street lighting and service to about 100 customers in the village of Oakland and Upper Kennebec River. First called the Oakland Electric Company, the concern became Central Maine Power in 1910. About that time, Wyman began absorbing nearby companies, combining their electrical output and selling its downstream textile. So this is a guy. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you're dealing with power grids. This is it. Oh, we got him. This is the reason to wipe out the whole thing, because you're going to be in control of the whole power grid. And you just buy out Edison. Oh shit. And deemed unfit. You got the power. Central Surgeon has stupid power over the grid. Almost presidential Theodore Roosevelt type. Incredible. So I thought, who's this guy? That's probably him right there, hanging out right there. Oh my goodness. Fuck is this creepy person here? Forgive. Jeez, what the hell is he doing over there? Don't look kind of like a scary movie over there, buddy. Let's see. So the Wyman Dam at Birmingham began in 1928. Will be the largest dam eastern United States. So you're dealing with one of the largest dams in America. You understand? You're dealing with one of the largest dams in America. So when you look up Wyman, check this out. This is the weird shit. Not weird, because we're past weird. Right? We're past weird. Now watch this. I'm going to go to Google, right? And we're going to find this gentleman. And I want you guys to pay attention to something. It's interesting, right? This is very fun. This is very fun, I must say. This is very interesting. So we're going to read a little bit, right? Okay. His biography, early years, St. Louis, Missouri. He obtained whatever, blah, blah, zoom, 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 wham, wham. Let me see if y'all can see far right of the screen, because I want to show y'all something. Oh, no, you guys can't see. You're about to. I'm going to make sure you guys can see. Strange, strange. Now look at this. Now look at this. Look who pops up here. Now he's Surgeon General under who? Everybody who we've been discussing. Benjamin Harrison, Grover Cleveland. Wait, there's Benjamin Harrison. Remember him? If you remember this guy, press 1. He's the guy removing the what? Sovereignty medals and what? We're going to get, remember, Titanic, the ship. That's all I'm going to say. For my students, just going to let you know exactly what's going on. Okay? It's a president. Look, Grover Cleveland. Okay? All the people I suspected of being the same individuals. William McKinley. Look. William Howard Taft. Press 1. Theodore Roosevelt. Roosevelt. If you know what a Roosevelt is. A Roos. And Theodore Roosevelt. Initials TNR. We're talking trust busters. The signees of your gold, Black America. The invaders themselves on paper. Look. And who was he? Well, that's Walter. See, Walter is the master of disguises. See, Walter got glasses that had changed his whole facial structure. He must have went through some catastrophe or something where they was like, wait a minute. We can play multiple individuals and rewrite history in a way that benefits us. And what the fuck is John Barrow Hamilton? Which will not be hard to do. Look at Rupert Lee Blue was an American physician, and so he's the same type of, and he was a 4th Surgeon General of the United States. So he succeeded him. So the presidents and the surgeon generals are high priority here at the History Channel, at the alternate History Channel. Look, and they all, look, School of Medicine. All of them come by way of School of Medicine. They all look the same, correct? Theodore or Theodore. It is Theodore Roos. Press 1. It is a Theodore Roos twin born. Good job, sir. Do you understand? They are all. Could be. See, I told you we was on some Scooby-Doo shit. I told you this was going to be like some Scooby-Doo. Now, I don't have to tell you too much because y'all been here long enough to know, like, whoa, that's crazy, because we all been kind of studying these individuals. Even J.P. Morgan Jr., press 1, could be part of the same thought process, because I'm seeing the same style of deception. Coffee and Kush TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace, Kev. It's Todd, sir.
Todd.
Peace. How you feeling today, sir?
Man, I'm blessed. What's up with you, King?
Every day is a beautiful day, man. This guy Walter Wyman, that's him, man. That is definitely him. Can I break down a little bit of information about who he is and some of the things that he's done?
Yes, sir.
All right, tell me something. I'm in my truck right now. Is the sound quality off? Can you hear me clear?
Well, we're going to hear you the best that we can. We're going to tune in and we're going to turn our eardrums up. We can hear the little wheels bumping on the road. There's probably some weather conditions we don't understand. But we can hear you, though. Go ahead.
Trust indeed. As you were saying, man, he was the United States Surgeon General under Harrison's time, McKinley, Cleveland, and Roosevelt himself. That's crazy. But he was involved in controversy when it came down to I'm gonna say this. This is my hypothesis. That whole thing, the Operation PX, when the Japanese would come with the rats and send them on shore, and they have things like the bubonic plague and leprosy.
Yes, sir.
He's definitely tied into something like that.
Yes.
Let me break it down. All right. He was in the midst of controversy in the San Francisco plague from 1900 to 1904. That was the bubonic plague.
That the black plague, the black plague, correct?
There you go.
Oh,
yes,
my
sir.
goodness.
Yes,
go ahead.
All right, so he was at times he had a blockade. He had blocked off all commerce coming in and out of California. That was for a short period, but specifically San Francisco, the whole country, and going back some more propaganda from that guy William Randolph Hearst. Remember, I had posted him in the chat, but he was the one that really hyped this thing up to get to the point where people weren't able to leave California without papers. You know what I mean? That's real familiar with Nazi Germany. You gotta have your papers. You gotta have your
But
papers.
see, but that's what was on the Man in the High Castle on the West Coast was Japan. That's crazy. Oh, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, that's what I said, bro. I'm still in season 2, man, so I'm trying to catch up, but I ain't
Oh
been able to
my
watch it the last
goodness,
couple
bro.
nights, sir.
Sir, you better not veer off. You better watch it. That shit get crazy, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm on it. All right, on top of that, he overseen Angel Island. Angel Island would be the Ellis Island of the West Coast.
Wait a minute. So it's like the Theodore Roosevelt Island Asylum type of shit that was going on over in New York or on Washington.
Here we
on
go.
the West Coast.
Here we go.
Come on,
East to the
King.
west, yes, sir.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
So this is genocide. I'm sorry. I fucking blacked out. Go ahead.
Yay. This guy, man, he opened up a leprosy hospital in Hawaii in 1901. Leprosy, when I see leprosy, I was like, man, that's it. I thought leprosy was like happened in time immemorial sometime way back. But
bro.
Apparently it was going on in Hawaii.
How you think they got rid of the black? They wiped out all the blacks in Hawaii. I bet you if we go check out the people who overthrew the kings and queens of Hawaii, it's gonna be these same individuals. Go ahead, King.
Yeah.
They took over the sugar business. They took over the sugar business. Go ahead.
Man, what they did, it's similar to a smaller scale. Well, no, it was probably to a bigger scale in San Francisco. They were because of the disease and everything, they were coming through and they were burning down people's houses. They
Oh,
were burning
you
their
don't
houses
say.
down because of the plague. Yes, sir.
So that's
Yes, sir,
authorized.
because of the
That
plague.
authorized the burning, the Holocaust.
Mm-hmm.
Because we got burned up too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yes, sir.
Fuck. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. All right. And all of this happened before. And this is what really did it for me. In 1906, you know what happened in San Francisco? It was a huge earthquake, and you played a video for it just a few weeks back.
Go ahead.
And you had like the little Amish looking people, the Mennonite looking people that were walking around about to get hit by the trolleys and stuff.
Yeah, remember that?
Man, yes, and that's what really threw it all the way there for me, man. And it's crazy because he is also tied to vaccines and antitoxins.
Antitoxin.
Yellow fever was, yes, sir.
Yellow
Yes,
fever,
sir.
you said?
Yeah.
No, you didn't say yellow fever.
Yellow fever.
Oh,
yes, sir.
my
Yes,
goodness.
sir. That was another one. They had a lot of stuff going on. Typhoid. Something else. I forget the name of it. It was scientific, but man, it sounds awfully like bacilla. Something like, remember you talk about the basilica and stuff like that? I'm sure if we look that up, that'll be the same root. I did not get to that, but I'm on that tonight.
My man said, niggas got file cabinets now.
All right, and this is what got me on this thing, right? You remember last time I called in, I was talking about how the Boy Scouts were selling the Liberty bonds. They were selling the Freedom
fuck
bonds.
yeah, they were selling freedom bonds. Let me bring that up. Go ahead. Talk about
All right, so I was looking real closely at the one that says, if you can enlist, invest, buy a Liberty bond. And I looked real closely on it, and it started reminding me of, like, I know things is going on in the book of Ezekiel, but also in the book of Revelation when it was talking about the four horsemen and the things that was said that the Liberty Loan was supposedly fighting, but it seems like it was actually bringing was devastation, starvation, war, pestilence, and death.
the four horsemen.
Country with
Oh
your
my
challenge.
goodness.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. Could the four horsemen be the same beast? Be of the same fucking... I don't know, bro. This is fucking crazy.
The four horsemen might be Teddy. Teddy, the four personalities of Teddy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This motherfucker's just nigga.
He had the capabilities to do everything. He was coming through. He was controlling the dams. He was controlling the medicine, the vaccines and stuff. He was coming through with the army. He was coming through with the war. Yes.
Wait,
yes,
I'm fucking dead. I'm fucking dead.
He's him.
He's the guy on the horse.
Yeah. Like, all right. So check this out. I looked into when I was looking into him. I looked into the 1902 Biologics Control Act, and this is just a brief synopsis of what that says: an act to regulate the sale of viruses, serums, toxins, and analogous products in the District of Columbia to regulate interstate traffic and said articles for other purposes. Also was dealing with the foods with the Pure Food and Drug Act in 1906. This dude, yes, he controlled the food, he controlled the medicine, he controlled the army. And, Chaz, this is another thing I wanted to bring up. All right, so one thing that Teddy Roosevelt was known for was the National Park Act. The National Park Act.
Okay.
What I associate a park with is freaking kids playing at a park.
Oh shit.
But yeah, so I had to go into the 1828 dictionary because I'm realizing words, the common understanding of certain words ain't quite what they really mean. So if you give me a second, man,
You got more than a second.
definition of a part.
I enjoy every bit of the information and the research that people are doing on their own, and I enjoy it even more when people call in and back up what they're saying. So I respect you, bro. Go, you got the floor. Go ahead.
All right. So the definition of park, P-A-R-K, a large piece of ground enclosed and privileged for wild beasts of chase in England by the king's grant or by prescription. To constitute a park, three things are required: a royal grant or license, enclosure by pales, a wall or hedge, and beast of chase, as in deer. All right. So another
Oh
definition
shit!
area
So
of
kids
park-
are at the park. That's legal game.
Ooh, yeah.
That's legal. Yeah, to these individuals, because again, you're dealing with the Boy Scout. So and look at the park. It makes fucking perfect sense, bro. I'm not fucking around, bro. We the champs, bro.
That's
We the
wild.
champs, bro.
Yes.
We the fucking
We got
champs. So
this.
we gotta act like we the fucking champs. That's it
Yeah,
right there.
know that.
We standing on that.
Know
nigga. That's
that.
what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Go ahead.
All right. Another definition of park is a part of artillery or artillery park.
Oh, my
a place
goodness.
in the rear of both lines of the army for encamping the artillery, which is formed in lines, the guns in front, the ammunition wagons behind the guns, and the pontoons and the timbrels forming the third line. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see what the timbrel was, but the pontoon was like a wagon or a small boat, like a little thin boat. The whole is surrounded with a rope. The gunners, the mattresses, I don't know what that say, encamp on the flanks, the bombardiers, pontoonmen, and the artificers. Yeah, the artificers in the rear. Also, the whole train of artillery belonging to an army or division of troops, part of provisions, and the place where the settlers pitch their tents and sell provisions, and where the bread wagons are stationed. So it sounds like in the East we call them flea markets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds like it was like almost like a amusement type. Like, bro, like I had so
Like
many
a world
things,
fair? Like a world fair?
Yeah.
Oh, we said they cooped the nation right there. That was really a war
There we
tactic. But
go.
go ahead, King. Like a world
man.
fair.
So, dude, man, it's like, and the crazy thing is, like, I just got to stop here and say I really appreciate you, man, because, again, man, when I first came into this, I didn't know anything like this. All I knew was a bunch of little conspiracy here, a little bit of history and stuff like that. But, man, you really got me studying, again, trying to relate it back to the word, and also, you know what I mean, just understanding what happened to our not so distant relatives. Like, man,
So when I asked them where the black people go ahead. When I asked them where the black people was during the world fairs, they all could have been brought in, but we didn't make it out.
That's what I'm saying, because it was snatched, man. This is what I'm saying. All these people, they human traffickers, man.
Yeah.
It's like I got a couple more names that I'm gonna put into the Discord, and you just realize it's like everybody is either a eugenicist, they're into
Yes.
children groups,
Yes.
they are what's the name, bankers,
Yes.
into the railroad, steel industry somehow in some way. And something that I'm realizing as well is they're propagandists. They're the ones that are publishers of newspapers. And to this day, it's like some of them families still own them same thing.
They ain't went
Talking about
nowhere. They just got
Mortimer.
here. That just got here,
Yeah,
bro.
Mortimer and the dude Hearst. They the two at the top of my chart that I'm really gonna break down. But man, yeah, man, we got him. I know that. And I found your boy Wild Bill. I found another Wild Bill. I get with you a little bit later about Wild Bill.
So before you go, so those war bonds. Talk to me about those real quick before you leave.
All I'm still trying to understand that.
Yeah.
And I know you can help me with that and
Okay.
having a better understanding. But how I feel, how I'm starting to look at it is that they got the people to fund their own destruction.
Yes.
And they were able to shift money into, like, giving, you know what I mean, these people that have no right to the land, these citizens, allowing them to come in and, you know what I mean, they get a piece of what is rightfully the people of this land. You know what I mean? The colonial Americans, it seems like they just took the whole birthright. And I see it all over the country. I travel a lot, Kev. I see a bunch of cars sitting, like, all I see is everybody at home. In places where there is no industry, you got brand new homes going in, and people, like, the industry that I do, I'm constantly in and out of people's houses. Man, these people don't even speak the language, and they live in straight. They live in a comfortable middle class lifestyle, and now it actually starts to make sense to me how they're going about doing it, because they're still doing it to this day. To this day.
Well, I thank you for the call. I thank you for the call, champion.
Man, thank you, Kev. Thank you. Keep doing it. Falling back, sir. Signing off.
My man, thank you for the champ. My man, another champion born right here on the road. Another champion. You know, Liberty bonds, invest in the war. Your whole nation is built on war. There ain't no going back. It was founded on war and racism. Defend your country with your dollars is what it's saying right here. You want to see some other scary shit? Right? Here goes some crazy shit here. Here goes some crazy shit here. Here's some crazy people. Now she trying to act like, she trying to pretend like you gotta listen to these people. These are your societies of women that's retelling history. So pay attention. But catch the spy devices that they used on these people. Now watch this.
Mold your ear and create a new inner ear for you that would sit in on top of the phonak. We would paint them to match your ear. There was a neck ring that went with it. It was an induction piece of technology. And then there was a receiver itself. Those were tuned into KGB surveillance frequencies. And we had a fairly comfortable sense that if we had surveillance following us, they were using radios, we were on their frequency, that we would be able to hear them, that we would be able to correlate if we turned right or if we turned left, that we would hear them calling that out. He's turning right, he's turning left. It wasn't foolproof, but it was enough to give us a very good sense of if they're...
Okay, so these people, I was watching, Masters of Disguise and what they do as far as little thing. But I found it really odd that she mentioned something that looked really resembled something like a nurse. They use the things that come down. They got the centerpiece and they got the so-called, and it just takes me back to like in war, in espionage back in the day, when you dealing with like little dumb shit like that. You got to be real undercover. Not that it's James Bond, but radio frequencies and shit. Because again, I think they was tapped in. I think it was Wi-Fi and stuff way back then. But yeah, this guy, Walter, Theodore, these characters all had within this individual centralized power. And that goes back into Theodore Roosevelt being a trust buster and being able to steal the resources of America. But if he's in disguise, who the fuck knows who the fuck this guy is? Again, Grover Cleveland. Do I gotta say that again? Again, Grover Cleveland is the guy who signed the gold off to JP Morgan. So if Grover Cleveland signs the gold off to JP Morgan, what the fuck does that really mean? Grover Cleveland signs the gold and silver off to JP Morgan. You dealing with characters within characters. You dealing with characters within characters. You dealing with characters within characters. So I had to go and find you guys a great resource starting point on characters within characters. Okay, yeah, they made him the trustee. And then he's also the guy who diagnoses everybody. These people got power to genocide people with them. Now, I wonder if Fauci is like how he is. This is your first fucking identity changing fucking guy here. Now, I wonder if Fauci has this in his brain and blood. Like this is some normal shit. Because it is to them. That's why. They didn't want to genocide you. That's it. You eradicate you. You're dealing with the SS. This ain't no damn. That's what I said. How are they going to give America's sovereignty to Fauci? All of Senate and the House should be arrested. All the medical companies should be filed charges. And they're trying to pass this like, oh, look how everybody's paying attention to rap and all of that. They just genocided a third. Press 1. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it. Let's talk about these prosthetics, though, just to give you a clue, a look into how and why they would do something and how they're able to do this.
At first, these World War I era photos look unextraordinary.
You see? Now look. Don't these faces look like the same individuals? Not that these are the same guys, but look at the structure. You ever seen why they look dead or like, what the fuck? You may be dealing with prosthetics.
Photos look unextraordinary. Medals, jackets with large buttons, some bandages.
You see? And you thought Little Dirk with his face, this is all symbolic, but check it out.
But look at the glasses.
Oh my goodness.
But look at the glass.
Oh my goodness. Wait a minute.
Some bandages. But look at the glass.
They can make Chinese people. Press 1. They can make Chinese people. They can make Chinese people. They can make you Asian. No, not wax figures. No, Cherry. Pay attention. You're not paying attention, Mrs. Edwards. You're not paying attention. Time out. No. This is about prosthetics. If this was about what you're talking about, it'd be in the title. This is about prosthetic. This is bigger than that. Wax figure. Prosthetic.
Glasses.
The glasses, look, hold it all together, look.
None of them are for vision. They were for support. Through this passageway and inside a studio, sculptors created the best possible way to conceal some of the war's most significant facial injuries.
Press 1. How do they hide these weird looking zombies? In prosthetics. What you think these politicians look like? What the fuck you think these people look like? No, there ain't no Illuminati nothing. This ain't no damn reptilian nothing. Nigga, this is real, G. Why you bobbing your head to a beat? I'm finna show you something.
World War I is known for machine guns, tanks, and lethal gas attacks.
Boom, remember that.
But artillery dominated attacks on trenches. When you think of artillery, imagine cannons, guns that fired large, destructive shells. This chart shows estimates of artillery rounds in battles from the American Civil War to World War I.
Boom, you better realize that's the same time frame I've been telling you. All right, and what did you come up with, sir?
Gettysburg, 32,000 rounds were fired. At some, in 1916, 4 million.
How many? 4 million. How many? 4 million. How many? Yeah, what these buildings look like. What I tell y'all about the buildings that was here. 4 billion, G. The war was always against the colonial Americans. The war was always against you. Remember I told y'all them buildings had big old fucking crazy holes in them? Look.
A staggering volume of shells dropped, creating deadly flying debris. That barrage resulted in an estimated 20,000 facial injuries, a statistic that medicine had to confront. This book about plastic surgery was published after the war, but it shows groundbreaking techniques for suturing and transplanting skin. Techniques like cartilage insertion in the nose or grafts to the ear were pioneering at the time. But some cases went beyond the abilities of these plastic surgeons. That's where the sculptors came in.
Look, 3 flags in the back. France, Great Britain, and American. Look at what you're looking at. France, American, and Britain. Look at that. That's all production. They'll make a person French, British, and American. All at one time.
Not like
In
this.
one production.
Not
In
like
one
this.
production. They did you wrong. They did us so wrong. They did our people so wrong, G. I'm trying to tell you.
Before she was in this American Red Cross studio in Paris,
What? What kind of studio? What kind of studio? Look at your neighbor.
Not like this.
What kind of studio?
Not like this.
All right then. What kind of studio? All right then. All right then. You're not with me. Y'all, nah, they left me hanging last 2 years, man. They did me dirty, bro. We wouldn't even been to this part. They did me dirty, bro. Cairo University lives. Press 1. Cairo University lives. Look, Red Cross. Look, Red Cross. Busted. Look, I told you.
Anna Coleman Ladd was a sculptor and writer in America. Having heard of the sculptor Francis Derwent Wood's pioneering work in...
That's not a person who need no work done on his face. No, they're creating a whole different person. Look at your neighbor and say,
Not like this.
press 1. Can you see, Neo? All right, that's a whole nother person. Look at me. Right?
London in 1917,
dealing with studio.
she took his techniques to the Red Cross in France.
Oh, she took his techniques to what?
In London in 1917, she took his techniques to the Red Cross in France. Having heard of the sculptor Francis Derwent Wood's pioneering work in London in 1917, she took his techniques to the Red Cross in France.
Hit the like button for Cav Gills one time. We should have over 500 likes right now. I'm not going no further. Hit the like button. It should be over 500 likes. Hit the like button. Listen, I shouldn't have to do this. We halfway into the semester. I've given you no homework. I give you few homework and y'all didn't even do the homework and we still giving you the answer. Hit the like button. You're going to graduate whether you like it or not. Ungrateful fucking like button rejects. Press 1. Hit the damn like button one time. For the Red Cross. I told you. Taj, we got him, family.
In 1917, she took his techniques to the Red Cross in France, starting her own studio there. They made casts.
Her own studio. You hear me? She took her shit straight to Italy, straight to the Nazis, nigga. Straight to them. Here. Listen to me. This how we can do this.
The injured faces, then sculpted attachments that restored the face. These were then used to make a paper-thin, copper-plated attachment.
That'll make you black right there. That'll turn a whole man to a whole different color right there. That'll make a white man, black man, and blackface right there, buddy.
Copper-plated attachment, which lad and others then painted. Eyebrows and mustaches were made from real hair or tiny pieces of tinfoil.
Huh? Where you think they get the hair from? Huh? Come on, Tin Man. Come on, Tin Man. Where do you think they getting this from? To become you. Huh? What did he say? That old man said and get out. No, I want to live inside of you. With your eyeballs, nigga. Press 1. They get us dirty, dog.
With astonishing results. They were supported by tiny ties around the ears, or, more often, glasses. They made more than 150 of these masks.
So look, here's a way. You kill some black people, right? Let's just say you kill some black people, mold their faces, get the mold, and then restructure the face on top of the face and take a picture.
Not like this. Not
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. You kill all the black people. You make molds of them. You become them. You take the photos like you been in this bitch. Press 1. Wild Bill Pickett and them. Press 1. And boom. I'm just giving scenarios. I'm giving possibilities. The Black Joe Rogan.
More often, glasses.
Glasses. Teddy Roosevelt.
They made more than 150 of these masks.
How many? They made more than that. Look. Remember they said they blew the nose off the black people? Both of them is molds. I said both of them are molds. You get that, right? Both of them is mold. You get me? You get me? Both sides is the mold. The other side is the correction. And then they'll figure it out from there. Remember.
After the war, Anna Coleman Ladd returned to America. She sculpted many pieces similar to her pre-war work. Perfect figures, oblivious to charts about artillery.
Let me stop, but go ahead.
Figures who didn't need glasses. In 1920...
So she actually created time immemorial, all of the ancient, Legion Memorial. Didn't we just bring this up? Didn't we just, oh my goodness. Didn't we just, ain't they on the list?
Not like this.
Not like this. Aren't they on the list? Told you.
She created a controversial World War I memorial for the American Legion in Manchester, Massachusetts.
They're busted.
It showed a skeleton trapped in barbed wire. She once wrote about memorials, when the masters of yesterday have passed, the masters of tomorrow will express this new sense of the futility of war and the greater power of the spirit. Her memorial in Manchester actually had two images. The skeleton was called Night. On the other side, she put Dawn.
Day of the dawn. Press 1. Dawn of the new day or something. Whatever. Oh my goodness. Fucker.
The World War.
So you gotta know prosthetics is a part of. Make sure y'all remember these names. Because Gigi, wow. Boy, you there make you an American so fast? Huh? Ooh, you a war veteran now. Look how you look. Get ready for these pictures. Damn. Red Cross. Red Cross. Sharp-eyed Gillespie done it again, huh? Oh my goodness, I told you I've been watching Columbo. Press 1. I told you I'm the black Columbo. There's just one more thing. Press 1. There's one more thing. I got one more thing. Prosthetic. You know, Red Cross. You know, y'all almost got away with this, you know. If I didn't know about the prosthetics. You feel me? Now, I know that you can take a person and that this woman comes from the Red Cross and she made Nazis Americans. Press 1. She done made Nazis Americans. They done made all type. Now when you go back and watch World War II footage, it's gonna look like a bunch of acting going on, explosions and people falling down, holding their arms and legs, trying to fool the people of that time, not knowing in 2022. Niggas will be like, what type of war was this? These people just collapsing out here. That ain't real. Press 1. Nah, now you got to look at that different. The only thing that happened, these people did us dirty. Where are the black people? Oh, they were slaves in Africa, remember? No, I don't fucking remember. Where my where my grandparents at? Damn it. Do I remember? Nah. The Red Cross was making Americans. That's what they was doing. You can't even deny that. Look, he's smiling. It moves. Look, it ain't like it's fake. Hers move too. Look, her whole hair is fake. Look, everything about everything is fake. Hit the like button. Everything. Let me sit back and relax. Their whole history is one big made up fashion show. Science project. Never happened. The only thing that happened is the colonial American Holocaust. The great fall of these great inventors who you guys use these children in war propaganda to overthrow through humanitarian efforts this whole beautiful nation. And y'all sitting around like, my grandmother was in World War II, I'm from this country. You are an invading imposter, a fake Jew. You're not even a real American. Press 1. I'm not worried about Kyrie and them. I'm not anti-Semite. I ain't even thinking about some Semites like that. Press 1. I tell you what, you ain't no real American. I'm Hulk Hogan. Press 1. I should play Hulk Hogan theme music every time I come on the air, because I am a real American. Fight for what's right. See, they played us. Oh, look how they did it. Look at this shit. What I'm showing on the screen. Shout out to the people who contributed my Cash App this morning before I just came on the air. RT Bell, TC, and Mosley. He says, I appreciate you, Professor. Shout out to you, Mosley. He could be in the chat room or not. RT Bell and TC. Shout out to y'all in the Cash App. Unbelievable. What's going on here? Red Cross, all the women. Now they had all the women down there. They had all the women down there doing what? Making this Oompa Loompa for who? Willy Wonka in a goddamn chocolate factory. Coffee. Coffee and Kush. TV, you on the air.
You're a real Chinaman. That's what you is, not American.
Sir, it's all right, brother. Thank you. I am a Chinaman. What a good time to be alive. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Never mind the unruly students. Never mind the unruly students. Don't even pay them no mind. Don't even, just focus on the assignment. Don't let him be the reason you get blocked. You heard? Don't let him be the reason you get blocked, family. What we talking about here is the greatest discovery of all time. The false reenactments of false history. Press 1. How the German Polak Romanovs overthrew a free nation. And the whole world is communist, talking about democracy. Well, this nation ain't no damn democracy. This is a republic. Press 1. Democracy is socialist and communist. Nah, bro, we capitalistic monarchs, fool. We about our bread, my nigga. What you talking about? Y'all ain't even paid y'all leases, bro, to our great-great-grandfathers. Press 1. Instead, you genocided them through catastrophe. A Red Cross assassinated and genocided them. Press 1, and stole all their land. And then they took pictures all the way around a fucking place like they were them. Press 1. It is the worst genocide to ever happen. I blame Carnegie, J.P. Morgan, Theodore Roosevelt, Weisler. Press 1, and all of the stupid characters in false corporate offshore bank account holders. See, y'all don't piss me the fuck off. Press 1. Give me my fucking money. Press 1 is what we should be saying. What the fuck is y'all doing? Y'all around thinking about these rappers who could be transhumans. Who gives a shit? Fuckarapper.com. Fuckarapper.com. Press 1. Fuckarapper.com. Lord have mercy. You shouldn't be worried about them. Worrying about them, you not an adult. That's childlike behavior. That's cartoons. That's Hollywood. Press 1. Forget these rappers. They trying to be like, hey, pay attention to us. They like, hello. On Lil Baby like, hi. Fuck all that. I want a chain too. Press 1. I want, yeah. Yeah, let the fucking, what's your name, come out. Let the reparation hit our block. My album dropping tomorrow. Nigga, I ain't waiting on goddamn Leor. Press 1, I'm gonna pay 2 writers. Press 1, I'm in that bitch like Tupac doing karaoke all night long. Press 1. I don't care. I got a documentary, a movie come out. This is the type of thing. I got businesses to start. I got rent to collect. And y'all up here worried about some Native Americans, some federalized stuff. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about how they took everything from us. Not like Tariq Nasheed and these individuals. Want some damn reparation? I want our country back. I want our Magna Carta back. I want our sovereignty back. I want the understanding of ourselves back. And I want all invading white supremacist ideologies exterminated from this free sovereign nation, this God-fearing nation. All communists, socialists, and all the rest of them should be marked, put right on the goddamn American Red Cross. We don't need your help no more. And sent right back to their home of origin. Or that there are any nation that takes them, like Guam or Puerto Rico. Press 1.
Deborah.
Coffee and Kush TV. Mr. Gillespie is on the air. You got the floor.
Hello. I have been following Daughters of Revolution, and I'm having Discord problems. I do have it installed, but I cannot get into it. I have sent you through your phone number some links. I found that island was insular when George Washington spoke of, we are an insular nation. We will not get into your wars. And then all of this started. Because he was no longer there to protect us.
Who?
We
Washington?
Separated into. Yes, sir.
Okay, so Washington. So what was the word? Could you repeat what you said?
Yes, insular. I sent the pictures through text.
Okay.
Of the 1828 Webster's Law Dictionary. They're kind of different between law dictionary and dictionary.
Yes.
American dictionary. They're still
yes,
messing with us on the internet over that. But God gave me that we are islands, and they use the large water to turn us into islands, and then they moved the counties, they moved the cities, they changed the names, they changed the people. And if you don't go along to get along, you get the institution if you're white. And there's not many men that were saved. I don't believe there were many saved, sir.
Okay, but can I ask you a question? Because yes. I really love the information. Are you the one who sent me the 4 founders?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the Louisiana state. Okay, so these are the women, and
that's
who?
Where we were. That's where we were. That's where my family was. According to the internet,
okay,
they would like me to sign up for reparations.
Okay.
I would not sign up for 4 tribes because I found out it's BS.
Got you.
Then I found
so they get the reparations through the tribes.
They're getting it through me right now through Pan American.
I love you, Queen. I love you. Go ahead.
They were trying to get me to sign up. I wouldn't sign up. My brothers did not get any darkening done to them.
That's right.
They're very, very white Boy Scouts. I just could not do the Heil Hitler sign. Every time they made me do a sign, I would slam the Heil Hitler up there and tell them that they're all evil.
That's crazy.
So I just couldn't, they tried to make me be what they wanted me to be, which was a Buffalo Soldier, which now my handler has achieved a Buffalo Soldier in a few different places.
Come on.
Live in your face on the internet, very proud soldiers. And that's happening today.
So you love this show.
I love you. I love God above all most else. And I have been waiting to come out of this crap.
This is so crappy. This is terrible. We were looking. Go ahead.
This kept me drugged. I don't know why they keep me alive. They want my blood. I'm finally standing up and not going back to their doctor. They want my father to go with me. I'm 60-something years old. I don't know exactly how old I am because I don't know what happened really.
Right.
I was in a family of 13 grandchildren that were all different jobs. They all had different jobs. And I wouldn't go along to get along. And I never saw any violence. Never saw any violence. But God in me, God is coming through me. They would crown with the crown of laurels and take the handkerchief down and strangle the man. You won the race. And then kill him. And God told me that. And that's the red scarf they're so proud
That's
of on
right.
their little white little.
That's the real thug. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. I love you. I love your show. It's been really difficult to get out of it, but I just pray on the knees each time that the devil comes trying to stomp. Yeah, they broke us up in islands. I sent you a picture of the states of South Carolina where the Daughters of the Revolution have houses. They do historical markers, and they move the historical markers, and they take over towns with historical markers. And one of the historical markers my father reconcreted because it said this is the 1925 landing of the French occupation of America. I've sent you pictures of that. This could be the internet just trying to confuse me. So I really
you're doing a great job.
Trying to go with God and not. It's too much information for Debbie to handle. Deborah can do it. So that's all. I just wanted to say thank you.
So you remember this, and this is kind of healing because it's a huge unlocking and freedom for you to understand. I mean, we're going back, and we're not from that era. You're a lot older than us, and you know about this stuff from the opposite end. So it's like for you to know that and be holding that. That's a blessing. That's a real blessing.
That's life. That's life. It has given me life. So many times they tried to kill me, and it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. I bounce back up. And I go, no, I got a purpose. I tell the psychiatrist, I got a purpose. You don't understand. There's something in the Bible I got to find, and it was you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm filled with the Spirit at times, and it's given me a great ability to pick out the men that are women, that are women, that are men.
Yes.
Because they tried to mold me into that to the point of time to go to the doctor and do it.
Yes.
And I will not do that. Everything was made to be done. And I just pulled myself out with the help of God.
So the French occupation of America. Damn, and so for me to be sitting here talking about how the Red Cross changed Nazis, aka the Italian French, into Americans, I know that was eye-opening for you.
Yes. I mean, they tell me that in the past we have Huguenots on Dad's side.
Yes.
The Huguenots go all the way back to George Washington. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I wasn't really into history, but, Dad was into history. I spent 10 days in
they
his
probably
library.
beat that shit into him. They probably, thinking about you understand, they went through a whole cycle trauma of history to know.
My father never showed me any violence, nothing but we have to live with everyone.
That's right.
This is, that stuff going on at the other house, because we would go to two different sides of town.
Right.
The stuff going on in the other house is racist and evil and don't partake.
Just kind of live and be you, right? I always thought about people like that. Like, damn, how did good so-called white folk handle seeing this bullshit walk up how racist their own people were? Just as I am when I look at gangbangers and shit. Like, why would y'all do such a thing? Why y'all? But it's only so much you can do. Could you speak on that?
Yes. The threat of go along to get along was very real for them.
Yes.
One of my handlers told me recently about she was to contact prisoners, bring prisoners into the little organization where if you give them all your information, they'll find your heritage. Well, I gave them all my information because she's been around me for 20 years trying to find my Indian roots and, doing the powwow trail and selling herbs, and everything was fake. And I just kept bringing it back to their face that this is witchcraft. This is not, it ain't what
It's witchcraft because it's an illusionary timed story she's trying to force on you. Why is it witchcraft?
Well, why is it witchcraft?
Yeah.
For me, it was a book of 400 pages I was told to learn.
Uh-huh.
And then when I learned them pages, the medicine man would teach me whatever, like test me.
Gotcha.
And I just started reading it, and I know enough from the upbringing that they tried to bring me up in the dinner theater that this is socialist witchcraft.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with people of the earth.
Well, that goes back into history, proving that the white supremacist Adolf Hitler or the German or a lot of this was they were into dark witchcraft magic type of spell casting. Go ahead.
Yes, and they spell casted over the children.
Yes.
This is Clone Wars.
Oh,
this
of course.
Is not Clown Wars. This is Clone Wars.
Of course.
They I believe that, I don't want to just say shit because it's me just talking. I wouldn't
Well,
wait.
we're here to listen.
I get back in my prayer and let God do the talking because I just don't want to gossip because these people are alive.
You ain't never lied about it. You ain't lied about that. Well, I thank you. I don't want you to, overstress yourself or nothing like that. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
I want to get back into my word for a minute because the Revolt thing was like this morning that I found that the track of changing the Revolt monument, there were Revolt massacres, there were Revolt monuments, there were Revolt landing. And if you go back and look at them, all of them displaced people, and there's no records of reparations for displaced people.
Or where they even went.
Reparations were to go in the restoration camps, the reserve, because that's, we put a little back for future. And the reserve names were Seneca. And that's where my handler came from, and she knew it for 38 years and never told me until last night. Was that she was there to bring in Native Americans, and they get paid whether they bring them into a tribe or into the Pan American or into the whatever.
So what's...
I said, wait a minute,
Okay.
I signed up for that.
Oh, shit. What's the difference between a Pan American and an Indian?
I have no idea. I was threatened with all kinds of different stuff, so I have no idea what the difference is, but I do know they're all 501(c)(3).
Come on, Mama.
So
Come
you can
on
believe
now.
anything you want, as long as you don't go be an old Jewish person that likes the shofar. Oh, did you get the picture of the shofar? Yes, you did. The man blowing the horn is the leader of the Boy Scouts.
Of the guy blowing the chauffeur horn, right?
And Library of Congress has the original picture, larger.
That's the
It's got
same
like
guy we put
time.
up. That was the same guy we put up yesterday, correct?
Yes, and
Okay.
what I'm saying is I've looked further, and it's a shofar. I mean, that's what we were taught was what the Israelites would use. Not a kudu, not a kudu, or whatever he's saying it is on the picture. In that picture, if you blow it up, everybody's laughing, and there's a man to the left that has his hat out with a sign underneath of him. I don't read that language, cannot see it, but it looks like Jewish writing.
Oh.
And maybe someone can recognize the building.
Yeah, maybe
It's very
because it's
monumental.
looking like a temple, perhaps.
Yeah, like they're goofing off in front of a Jewish.
Or maybe they robbed the temple. Yeah.
And that's the head of the Boy Scouts, the one that created it. It just bothered me. It bothered the spirit in me, and I had to show it to you, Mr. Gillespie.
Thank you. I really appreciate you.
I'm going to go and take a break.
Well, thank you so much for all of this
All right.
this information, and just to hear more information. You remember anything? We're always here to hear more of these great stories. Thank you, ma'am.
Is it okay that I drop things in your phone number?
I have no problem with that. I love it. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, then I will get a little more explanation behind that and send you a little more of that island and the insular thing.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. So it's a blessing. It's true, family. Such a blessing. And when you operate out of love, that's different, G. It's not. This is healing for not just us, but for a lot of people who don't know what or been holding that weight on their shoulders for days. You know how long people hold this, and what it feel like to be free from this burden? That'll cause cancer. This the shit that'll cause what? Psychotrauma, mental. What? You don't know why you racist. You racist because you ain't let it go. And it's deep down in your subconscious, compartmentalized, and you're not like free. So you carry this false fucking ego, narcissistic false self, and you go to work and you pretend and you try to hide it, but it's seeping out. No, fuck that. I got to deal with my psychotrauma, democratic tendencies, and so will you. Coffee and Kush TV, Cairo University. You on the air?
Hey, Kev, this is the most powerful. You are making history. Boy, the way that you are touching people, that even if it's an uncomfortable truth, they're speaking it. You're bringing it out, and you need to be commended for this. This is truly astounding. But
I am commended. You just commended me.
Oh my God!
You just commended me right now. I mean, that's just made it. It's like I felt like, oh, well, that's so sweet. Go ahead.
Wow, it's powerful because Deborah is loved. Okay, she is loved.
Oh, she got friends over here. She got a friend in me.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
You know that song by Toy Story? Yeah, I would sing that to her. You got a friend in me. Oh yes.
I love it. Right. Oh my goodness. I wanted to add something because as I was listening to her, something occurred to me. I want to speak is that when she said how, you think about the men that fought in all these wars, and they have basically stolen honor, and that's going to be hard to come to grips with.
Yeah,
they've been, honored with things that I believe that they were like their heads were really messed with too. So what you're doing is you're bringing about like a flood of healing that we will all unite because her people were duped. And you know what I want to say in terms of these wars? There was something that I came across. They had something called cycloramas. Have you ever heard of those, Kev?
What is it again?
It's called a cyclorama.
Oh, no.
And
I heard of Futurama, the cartoon, but go ahead.
Cycloramas, the reason I know about it is that I've lived partially in Atlanta, and they still have one there, which became a museum, but it's like a cylindrical theater. And what it is they depict all these battles that we've been told were like, historical battles for America, but now you're showing that it's in this Confederacy that came against us around that time. So all of these wars were going on, theaters, like you say, theaters of war, and they had these cycloramas all over the place. And what I'm thinking, Kev, this is what I want you to tell me what you think. Could they have been placed in these cycloramas because these paintings...
What is like a cyclorama?
Cyclorama, it's a panoramic image inside a cylindrical platform. They had them all around like the...
Wait a minute, and it disorients you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And what it is they do all the battles, all the famous, like, the Battle of Fort this and this and whatever. And they were all over the country. And it's like a 360 view. So what I'm thinking is
Oh shit!
wars.
The experience of the war was What do you call it?
It's called a cyclorama. And when she said it, that's when it clicked. Because I was wondering, how were these, like, what is the big deal about a cyclorama? I've been to the one in Atlanta, and they had them everywhere, all the stores still standing. Because you know how they burned everything down? Another thing they burned down was cycloramas. And they have, like, they have one called the Battle of Little Bighorn, and all of the battles we've been taught in history, they did them, and they even had one in the Paris exposition. So they used it in the 1900s.
Chicago?
I don't
St. Louis.
Chicago, but it was the 1900 Paris exposition. They had one called, it's kind of like the IMAX that we know today. They did it like that, and if you've ever gone to an IMAX,
That's why those.
You won't know the difference.
My goodness! Go ahead.
You think they could have disoriented like the people that thought they had all this honor and they were fighting these kind of battles? This could have been like almost MK Ultra for them. Like,
you mean like the Manchurian Candidate put them in experiences, kind of. Oh my goodness.
You know, and so I'm wondering is that, because this is the thing, Kev, a lot of us are going to be hurt to know these wars were not all of honor that we were taught. Because I know a Vietnam veteran that he stays in the house, he's a hermit, and he's off the grid. And I sat down with him one day, Kevin, he told me what he experienced in Vietnam.
What'd he say?
He said they would just drop off like old refrigerators and washing machines would just be dropped into a field, and they were told to just go out and shoot them. He was like, nothing made sense. We would just, he knew that they had all these heroic stories going on the airways, but he's like, we're over here shooting up washing machines and refrigerators he didn't know why. And then they got them hooked on heroin. He said they then started dropping heroin, and he was like a good guy, a good kid. Wow. And then he became, a drug addict.
Wow.
And yeah, it was like, when he told me that, I understood why he hated the government. He always, he stays off the grid.
Meaning off the grid, like he stays to himself. He just don't. Oh my goodness, go ahead.
He doesn't even want to be around people hardly.
Yeah, because everything would be fake. A slight trigger of remembering and knowing the truth could really just cause a person to just, become hated or misunderstood, and nobody likes that. So, become a hermit and stay to themselves, because expressing I could be made look like a fool because you believe the cover story so much. You believe just false story, and I was there. I was the one doing it.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I understand.
And so it takes something like that for you to, start putting all these things together. And that's what you're doing for us. And like when Deborah called with her whole side of how she's seen the narrative, that's powerful, because everybody's going to have to heal because we've all been duped. And
of course,
it's hard. It's really hard to come to that. It's going to be a lot of stolen honor that, these war medals and things like that are just based on lies. Cyclorama battles. That's what I'm thinking. They were putting them in there, and it's some kind of memory. They were doing something with them. So it just, what
they said they were doing at the World Fairs, they were holding reenactment battles, and that's huge. Okay, to what you just said.
Whoa.
Okay, so at the exposition, at the Paris exposition, they were holding, and then they were doing them everywhere. So what you're saying to me makes total sense if it's It's not far-fetched at all. They could have been each person walking right up in there, getting a total 3D experience or IMAX of what? History. And being bombarded for hours. And then what? You get a diploma when you're done. If you can regurgitate what you saw, or if you couldn't and it messed you up, it made you a lunatic. You couldn't lie as much. You go into the asylum. You need more medication.
That's right.
You need to pump this in your brain.
That's right.
Because this is a takeover, and you don't understand. You need to go through this. Now, who are you? My name is Michael Finley, and I'm a American soldier. That's who I am. You know what I'm saying? Take the picture. Take the damn picture. Yeah. Go ahead.
Look at that. Yes.
It's not far-fetched.
It's not. It's like going and getting indoctrinated. But
a diploma at that.
Like yeah, and maybe a house and land.
Everybody, they know, the Pan Americans know their forefathers was given land. So, of course, you pass this, you got freedom. You could go get any one of them houses out there because, again, they built it. It's a new power grid. It's a new power grid. Wow. So who was the head of the power grid? Well, we just found Wesley, who looks like Theodore Roosevelt, who looks like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and J.P. Morgan.
Yeah.
Right in there. So, wow, Kev, this is a mind-blowing thing. But, you know, the state of Georgia is really interesting when you talk about the, daughters of the American Revolution, because they had a big mansion downtown near Piedmont Park, and I don't even know if it's still there, but this was back in the 70s when I would visit my dad, and we would drive around, and it had a lot of that kind of stuff in Atlanta. And, you know, like Gone with the Wind and all this antebellum talk. So I'm going to be doing a lot of research, because you're really inspiring a lot to see, what did Sherman do with the Sherman Land Act and all of this kind of stuff. It's becoming just more clear how the nation was taken over and when it was. You're just helping so many
understand it.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be around Theodore time, because it looks like he's playing multiple roles that would allow them power. And if you throw in J.P. Morgan in there, you got Carnegie, you got the forced takeover, and the young lady was just talking about Washington. This is all about a reasonable amount of time of a hijacking or a forced submission by way of what?
Right.
We'll slaughter all your kids if you don't submit. We'll make you all of them. You know. Yeah. And then you have
That's right. That's how they do it. And see, I'm glad you also said again that we have to look back with grace on history, because from the armchair, we could say, oh, I would have never done that. How did he do that? But, you know, we heard that MLK on his deathbed, I believe, he was so sorry. Like he said, I led my people into a burning house. And, you know, we don't know what was being done to these men.
You have no idea.
You know, because they threaten them. You know, the way we hear our politicians get
They probably told them we created you.
Yeah.
You understand? Wow. Well, how dare you offend me? How dare you? How dare you? You're not even, you know, but shit, you start falling in love with black people. It's like, wait a minute, bro. This ain't even necessary, bro. They ain't even worried about y'all, bro. That's a good thing about his life. These people ain't even worried about y'all. Why y'all going through such extents?
Yeah. Exactly.
But I thank you for the call.
Thank you. Bless you.
Yes, ma'am. Well, beautiful calls today. Beautiful interaction. But yeah, if we're listen, we're dealing with prosthetics, and we're dealing with certain individuals, Willy Wonkas, and different things. And again, what we're saying is not 100% correct. I'm not saying we're 100% correct. What I'm saying is it's a grand time to look at history correctly. Because if one person is playing multiple roles, and if multiple people are playing multiple roles, shit, with 5 or 10 people, you can conquer the world. You heard the lady say she took her talent to the Red Cross. We've been proving this whole time, how the Red Cross invited communistic Russians from another land, brought their immigrant, and did it with children as well. The Boys and Girl Scout clubs of America. These people came through this. This is the ultimate epiphany. It's all going through. See, the list I gave you guys is pretty much the pyramid. You don't get it. The list I gave you is the pyramid. Okay? That's section 36. Get your fucking heads in the game. That's the pyramid. Every person is an actor for that dead corporate state I've been telling you. Bro, what I'm telling you is I got the keys. Me. Press on. This is what I'm saying. Listen. We got the keys, champion. You know that's them. You understand that's them. That's the cold part about it. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air.
Good day, Professor. Fire show today. Fire. And like you said, you ain't 100% right. You ain't 1,000,000,000% right, brother. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. We can't even play with him.
Hey, what Chris Tucker say when his girl said, these diamonds ain't right, baby. It don't get no righter than this. Go ahead.
It don't get no righter than this, baby. Hey, I appreciate you, Miss Deborah, and I appreciate the healing that you're being able to go through and that's being presented right now. And the information she brought, when you do call in, Miss Deborah, I want you to be able to speak on what you said Washington said to the people, because she said this, that they told him about the wars, and he said, I wouldn't want to deal in your wars no more. But she said specifically what she wrote to. So when you call back in, Miss Deborah, if you can represent that, that'd be a blessing, so we can see where he was talking and who he was talking to when he actually said these things. She said Washington. She said George Washington said to the people who were trying to make him take part in their wars, he said, I don't want to take part in your wars.
That's King George, sir. That's easy. I'll tell you, because they was trying to bring us into the war that was going on over there. It was a ruse. There was no war.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? So Washington didn't want to. King George, it was a Roosevelt. It was a theater of ruse.
Yes, sir.
Press one
Man.
to steal the nation.
Come on,
and
man,
he knew it. The compromise was the floods. They couldn't drag you into war, so they brought them in the war by getting them sick. They showed this. If you go back and watch the movie, if you go back and watch the movie. Yeah, the Surgeon General did it, which is B. Theodore. If you go back to watch the movie The Kinsman, they tell you that. The objective, the Romanov had to pull King George into the war. By what? Because his son, they got his son sick. And so he was like, damn, they got him. So they dragged him in the war, and then the Romanov cured him with what? He cured him by way, Red Cross. The Romanovs,
Red Cross. Right.
They was.
Then he went out to war.
Listen, in the beginning of the movie, he says, without these internment camps, the war would never be. We would have never won the war. That's crazy. That's at the beginning. You don't even got to watch the whole movie. You can fall asleep on the rest. Go ahead. Anything you like to say?
Now look, go to your Instagram, because I gotta bring out Mr. Roosevelt, man, himself.
Okay. Let me go to my Instagram. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna try to bring it up because I'm being more interactive.
You'll be able to bring it up right on your computer.
I hope so.
You can be able to pull it up, because you'll be able to pull it up on your computer. You ain't even got to do it on your. I just want you to see the picture, and then just go to your computer and type in Archibald Butt and click on the Wikipedia link, and they'll be able to see it. And I want to read as you're doing that.
Wait. Seymour. Wait a minute. Hold up, bro. Okay. So you want me to put the picture up first, right?
Now you can just this would be better. Just type it in on the computer, so you can, bring, because it's picture in picture right now. Type in Archibald Butt, and when you come into the Google search, click the Wikipedia link, and then you'll be able to just highlight stuff. Because like I said, on the computer, when you scroll in your mouse on the little blue stuff, when you're on a computer, it'll just bring it up without you even having to click on it. It'll give you like information right up. Like,
all right, nigga, you ain't got to explain that to me.
My bad. Look, I'm gonna read this.
Nigga, my man explaining it like he's a computer Google specialist with me, bro. All right, bro, I get it, bro.
Man, but listen, you making me a research specialist. I ain't gonna lie, man. I think I told my grandma earlier. I say, man, she listening to you right now.
Tell grandma we said hello, blessings from the row. You feel me? And we in this thing. You know, we trying to do the best we can. Sir. Tell grandma we ain't graduate. We you know, we former Democrats trying to get it right. Grandma, bless us. Just bless us.
Man, I'm glad I get that Balfour ring. I'm glad I get that little Balfour ring. Like you said, you was kind of earlier, man. They all getting up out of school for them 12, like you showed, 12, 13 years when you brought it up on the subversion. And he said it take, 10 to 15 years to be able to change a society?
Oh, so yeah. The educational process?
Come on now.
All right, so break down Mr. Archibald Butts. Go ahead. Who is he?
So, now he served under President Howard Taft, and he served under Roosevelt. But I'm going to read his last paragraph before he died, and he died on the Titanic. So let me say.
Oh my goodness!
And his name come from the Society of Cincinnati, the Continental Army. So he got 3 different names.
He got like stolen valor. So this is like Seymour Butts in the flesh from Bart Simpson. Go ahead.
Burn. So by 1912, Taft first.
Oh my God! Seymour Butts from the Rome. The C more is from. Go ahead. Never. I'm a fucking dad. Go ahead.
Because he finna be. Man, hold on. So by 1912, Taft's first term was coming to an end. Roosevelt, who had fallen out with Taft, was known to be considering a run for president against him. Close to both men and fiercely loyal, but began to suffer from depression and exhaustion. Butt's housemate and friend, Francis Davis Millet, asked Taft to give him a leave of absence to recuperate before the presidential primaries began. Taft agreed and ordered Butt to go on vacation. Butt was on no official business, but anti-Catholic newspapers and politicians accused Butt of being on a secret mission to win the support of Pope Pius X in the upcoming election. Butt did intend to meet with Pius, and he carried with him a personal letter from
Pope Pius, right? Pope Pius.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
But the letter merely thanked the Pope for elevating 3 Americans to the rank of cardinal and asked what the social protocol was for greeting them as functions. So I just want to read that because I just tied in how Roosevelt and Taft. Now they saying they arguing, they all friends. As you showing, no matter what they talking about with the little propaganda wars, they all in cahoots with each other. You know what I'm saying? So in hindsight, what you showing is when now this guy saying he died and he died on the Titanic, which is important because you're showing that somebody could have been on the Titanic and went down with the Titanic, or even if they didn't go down with him, he getting rid of a character, but also getting rid of royals too at the same time.
What I'm saying is those royals are on that ship, okay?
Right.
They're on that ship. That's the show. Because Thomas is on the ship, and I know Thomas is on the ship. And since I know Thomas, hold up. Since I know Thomas Gillespie is on the ship, I know the Royals is on the ship. You know how I know? Right. Because another Gillespie went to Thomas Jefferson himself and asked for his brother. But we're gonna keep going and let you go ahead and keep this powerful information rolling. Go ahead.
Man, I just appreciate you because I'm realizing this one of I feel like this is one of Roosevelt's characters, and like
it looks just like him. It looked just like him.
Man, like you said, that get up here and take this picture, put this prosthetic on, these little war medals, and look, you can take a little picture real quick. That's how you doing. And so with that, like I said, them being able to use the names and creating, like you said, when we talk about from Title 36 and how they're getting the power of stealing the stolen valor. And being able to use the names. That's really why I want to bring him up, just to show that I did feel like through him being able to work, because just like he said with the Surgeon General. So how you brought up the Surgeon General of himself, well, this guy...
Hold up. How did I bring up the Surgeon General himself, of himself? All right, go ahead. Tell us about him. Yeah. Watch he be the fucking Surgeon General we're all looking for. Tell me about this fucking guy. Go ahead. What do you do?
That's why I say this. That's crazy because he's playing all these roles at the same time.
Yeah.
This guy, he actually was a reporter before. Now, he a reporter, right?
Uh-huh.
After becoming a reporter, he becomes the first secretary of the American Embassy in Mexico. He was commissioned as the United States volunteer in 1898 and served as a quartermaster.
Spanish War.
And the Spanish-American
Ain't that a
War.
bitch?
So that's what they saying. You can see that.
Who didn't the blacks fight in the Spanish War? Didn't we just go over how in Wilmington they had the black men who would have defended those nations all fighting in the Spanish War? Oh my goodness, that's Wilmington, bro. Get out of here, bro. I'm retired, bro. I'm finna kick back and do my shows right from where I'm at, and it's over for the rest of my life. I'm just a teacher right from the internet. Go ahead.
Man, and that's on everything because he also he became the negotiator of the federal budget issues.
Oh,
so like you saying with the Surgeon General on one side, he coming with the epidemic, this one, that one. This other guy, and he both under Roosevelt and Taft. So it's just like they playing multiple roles, man, and getting us out the way. I got to do more research because I was only able to get on them last night. So I could go to the back of the class. I just want to present
Tell me something else. Tell me something else. I know you got something else.
Man, I love, man, one thing I can say with the which I was just thinking about with the Daughters of the Revolution and how she was bringing it up on being it down in Georgia. Now, as I'm watching with Georgia and I believe it's North Carolina and South Carolina together, which you bring it up about George Washington, and again with the names, it's important because you're seeing everything from New York to Georgia and that North South Carolina was very important to them, in Kentucky. These was like 4 states and Philadelphia. Them little 4, 5 places we all been naming was very important to them, to where you can see where the names that they've originally stolen and the powers they're being used, and they're reenacting the powers in these specific places. And like you said, making them strongholds. So when y'all just said what y'all said about the West Coast and how he was on the West Coast doing this, it just shows to say they talking about we wasn't able to come across the Appalachian Mountains to a certain amount of time. I think that was in the 1800s when they said that was when we was able to maybe start what's the word I'm looking for? Building up in the west of the Appalachian Mountains. But what you showing us is true. We already had this whole United States built up. You know what I'm saying? So that's very important as we researching and going back in history and showing how they can be on both sides at the same time, coming in and hitting our borders.
That's what they did. That's what the scriptures say. They're going right from all. But not only that, if you go back to the man in the high castle, they invaded from all coasts, from all sides.
Oh,
that's in the fucking intro. That's in, like, you know, when the credits are coming on, that's playing out right there on the screen as you watch it. The whole bringing down the destruction of liberty and the Nazis and the Japan and the communists, all that shit in one just took over. And what's the hero name? What's the revolutionary man name? Mr. Washington, fucking George.
Mr. Washington. And look, but what's funny is the dude I'm talking about, I seen it, he got with somebody, a council master. He went to some cop. So I gotta bring that up, bro. So when I call back, I'm going to break down that this dude right here I just brought up, he got with somebody named the council master or something like this.
What?
And I seen it up, but
the man in the high castle?
Man, that's what. Man, he with the councilman or the something. I just had seen it.
Well, go back and find it and come right back. Don't say another word, Rico. Go get it right now. That's an African American shepherd right there. Go get it. It's gonna sniff him out, boy. Go get him. They got drugs on them. Press 1. They got history. They hide history. Press 1. I got a K9 unit. Press 1. This nigga's a pit bull, bro. Go get the drugs. Go get them. Hey, fun fact. Told you. United States Volunteers in 1898 and served in the quartermaster. The United States Volunteers. Who are the United States Volunteers? Somebody do their research and send me the information. The United States Volunteers? Who the fuck? Them are the Scouts. And tell me if I'm wrong. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air.
Haitian fought in the Spain Wars.
Okay, cool. That's cool. Thank you for that fun fact. You got half a second in. Great. 1898, the overthrow of what? Wilmington, not only Wilmington, that was just big. Remember they said they had the Negro man who would have defended and ain't over there with who? And who was the president? Let's see, who was the president in 1898? He died in the sinking of the British War. So they just dying and creating characters and getting rid of them. Put his face up there. United States Volunteers. United States Volunteers. In the 1800s? Who was volunteering in the 1800s, y'all? Come on. Who was volunteering in the 1800s? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air.
Haitians was volunteering, dumbass.
Thank you. Why you gotta call me?
1800s? Come on,
1898.
go back to the Haitian Revolution.
No, we
dumbass.
just talking about a specific time, 1898.
Listen, the Haitian Revolution.
I know you put a lot of energy into that thought. Got him. You mad in the motherfucker. You know what's funny? I was like, yeah, they would be Haitians and everybody else pretending to be Negroes. Y'all want to see? That's exactly what I'm glad he called in and just verified this. Everybody look at their number and they neighbor and say, God is good. Press 1. I'm finna see. The good thing about it is I'm bringing it up right now on the screen. Shout out to the people who's contributing to my Cash App. I will be doing my shout outs for this great program, and blessings to y'all. No, look at this. Y'all in trouble, my Haitian brothers, right? Uh-oh. 1 second. We finna study this like no other. This is what I call on the spot studying. This will make us different than anybody else. This will make us different from anybody else. This is a beautiful time to be alive, because we can evaluate this now that we know what we're dealing with. You on the air? Go ahead.
Yo, man, Haitians, you dumbass. And the Haitians did not help damn United States.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. A brief history of the 9th Volunteer Infantry. Press 1. Can we do this? Can we do this? Shout out to the young person. All right, we ain't saying nothing. We gonna let the pictures talk for themselves. Press 1. We gonna let the pictures talk for themselves. Okay. Are we here? Okay, now we know we don't serve with white people. at this time in life. So what I did was I was about to say, oh, there was a bunch of black Negroes. Look, oh, they fucked us up. I had to zoom in, press 1. Now we know they use blackface at this time to pretend to be or whatever. So keep your mind open. Remember, we don't serve World War I and II without serving. We didn't serve for these people. So remember that. Remember, keep your mind. So let's zoom in. All right. My man said, okay, so whoever this man is, I don't know. Okay, volunteers. Okay. What the fuck was that? A monster? God, didn't even have no face right there. The Mexican. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it right here. I'm gonna research. I'm gonna research some more because this is actually pretty amazing. This is actually pretty amazing. Okay, so they had these people off. Okay, at war. What I heard, they had all the black people misdirected off to so-called war, while Wilmington and the overthrow of these black governments were going on at the time. What an incredible time to be alive to even discuss. I'm gonna try to make this smaller so you guys can see. To even discuss it in this manner. We can be talking about anything, rap, deaf, hip hop, but we not. We right here at Cairo University in full effect. Hey, hit that like button. Hit that like button. It's a shame that history is what it is, but when Kwame Brown told me that history didn't matter, oh, it matters, son. It matters greatly to me because I'm like a history guy and I want to know. So you're dealing with banned black military. So he's the commander of black military who dies at sea on the Titanic.
Okay.
I told y'all it was a National Guard, pretty much. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air. Go ahead.
How you doing, Professor Gillespie? This is Jerry Pittsburgh.
What's up? Pittsburgh in the building. What's up, champ?
I'm glad you touched on that subject about the volunteers.
Go ahead.
With Roosevelt.
Go ahead.
And all them, the Rough Riders, the Haitian, the French people.
That's them, huh?
Yes, that's them, because in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh my goodness!
This place, it's called the Mexican War Streets, where all those veterans from the volunteer infantry. What you talking about right now? All them dudes will take the train cars down.
The French.
Yep, they'll take the trains and all that down to
the black Nazis. Fuck.
Yes, sir.
They got the eagles on their head.
No, and this place.
They're using Turk helmets, bro. This is foreign military.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness.
It was the Hill. In Pittsburgh, it was called the Hill, and it was called Little Haiti. Pittsburgh, the Hill was called Little Haiti before it was called all that, what we know today.
Oh my goodness.
So I thank you so much, Professor, because now this is all coming full circle, and I'm here. I'm tuned in.
Thank you so much. Thank you. 757 in the building. Shout out to the Cash App. You check out those helmets, bro. Oh my goodness. Exposure after exposure, family. This, like I told you about the hellfighters, the people who went off to war and came back like what the fuck? It was a duty that you went to war at this time. You were a reserveman at this time. It wasn't about being no volunteer. But you're dealing with Frenchmen and foreign black French. Their clothes are exactly as the same as what the Hitler's Youth was wearing in the same time. You dealing with that overthrowing army. Yeah, but we ain't talking about nose and cheekbones to that level like that. You on timeout. We not making fun of people. We on some history. We not here for that. So keep your emojis and your funny making abilities to yourself. This is too important, Connie. Look at your face. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air.
Haitians have their own army. They have their own.
Yeah. Looks like you're busted, buddy. We don't want to be your friend, buddy. Sorry, bro. These are your forefathers, bro. Traitors, bro. That's your daddy right there. Press 1. That's your daddy.
Shame.
Right there. I fucking knew it. French and Haitian, they had their own army. Then why they owe French? Why they owe France? You served under France. That's why. You served under French. That's why you owe the French. That's why you always say, huh? Well, I don't know why we... Oh, yes, you do know why. The black French are Nazis as well. Press 1. They are communists as well. Press 1. Pirates as well. Ain't no different. That's why you're scrambling around right now. Yeah, Kev Gills. Y'all all are being petitioned. I'm bringing all y'all to the Nazis and communists to the forefront. Press 1, you on the air. Shut up, you fought against nothing, coward. Press 1, you are the offspring of a traitor. Press 1, that's why. Shut up. You will never get no words over here. More than one word. That's all you get. One word. That's it. Just make sure you get 100 calls with one word ready to go so we can put it together when we're bored. Okay? So yeah, don't tell me about that, brother. I already know who you is, okay? See, I'm looking for them helmets. Them helmets gonna tell me who you is, you feel me? The Black Turk. Press 1. The Black Turk, look at them helmets. So when you had these, Yes, sir. No, you don't deserve. Ain't no black reparations for you. Ain't no Afro-American reparations for you. You on the air.
Bro,
shut up. Ain't no reparations for you. Ain't not. Press 1. The elephant in the room led people to their own demise. The elephant in the room. Teddy Roosevelt. The elephant in the room. You don't say. I don't believe it. Press 1. I don't believe it. Press 1. You don't say. Lord have mercy. I have never heard and even thought of this ever. The eagle, they try to make it look like American because they black and they got an eagle on their head. Get the fuck out of here like that was America. And we all know we did not fight for y'all. Okay? Press 1. So y'all gonna have to get y'all timelines in order. Y'all gonna have to get y'all time because Mr. Gillespie is right here. Sinetter and all the Pan-Africans. Press 1, get your timelines in order, family. And the Haitians, you better. What's all the Haitian brothers over there? Press 1. Over there on Sachetta? Yes, get your information together. You are an enemy of the state. I'm Black Donald Trump around this motherfucker. Press 1. Shut up, punk. Press that up. Put your hands up right now. Press. Shut up. You ain't got nothing to say. Pow. Should have been a nigga. Shut up. Pow, 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 pow. Shut up. Right now, the general look like Marcus Garvey and them. Press 1. Look like Walter Plecker. Can we do it one time for Pan-African?
Not like this. Not like
Look like we got the Garveyites. Press 1. Busted. If you want it, but it's you got it. Press 1. You might as well start the trumpet because Kev Gills, you caught. This is how y'all got off. This is how y'all got off, bro. I'm doing a whole fucking display. It's all making sense now. Marcus Garvey and him. Oh my goodness. The Black French. Coffee and Kush TV. You on the air.
You a fuck boy, man.
So what? So, Lord have mercy. His heart is broken. Remember I put this picture up? Damn, we got him, family. We got him. They was promised if they go to war. Press 1. Remember this guy? That's them. Oh my goodness. Oh, he mad because they busted. Press 1. World fairs and shit. Press 1. He mad because they busted. Press 1. That's so sad. That's so sad. We need to find German hats. We need to find these. Y'all busted. Busted, bruh. Oh my goodness. They was hitting from everywhere, bro. Volunteers, the Red Cross soldiers. As long as they look black, they'll fit right in. It don't matter. We got a history for them. They got on Civil War clothes.
Shame.
Y'all look so dumb right now. Y'all wearing Civil War clothes in the wrong time period. You niggas is pathetic. You niggas is the offspring of traitors, blasphemous, worldly, Hindu-looking motherfuckers. Press 1. I come from glory. That's why you hate me. When you look at me, you're looking at them, your ancestors who overthrew us, but that's okay. Without the white, you better go back to work for the white man. Press 1. That's the best you better do with these Civil War ass clothes. I see why General Lee led y'all into your own demise. Press 1. You should have been following George Washington Gillespie. That's who you should have been following. Press 1, you got led right into a fucking cannonball. Press 1. These ain't my folk right here. These are the volunteers. And we wasn't no volunteers, bro. We know who the volunteers are, bro. We know who the volunteers are, bro. That's right. How are you, my Haitian brother?
They were called Rough Riders. Q.
For sure. My Haitian brother. I know what they was called. No matter what they was called. Nigga, a rap song ain't finna cure you. I don't give a fuck if DMX and them named that. I don't give a damn about none of this psychotrauma. Give a fuck what they was called. Give a fuck about none of them. Press 1. Rough Riders don't do nothing but destroy things. So what? We ain't never been no savages, right? Bunch of cons. Press 1. Bunch of cons. Press 1. Yep, time immemorial. Don't caught up with y'all. Bunch of cons. I told y'all Marcus Garvey reminded me of con. Told you. Busted. Y'all is a white black people for y'all black for white supremacy. Lord have mercy. Oh my brothers. Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air.
Hey, man, these guys. Tell the main man, stop calling the
I'm not worried about him. Don't worry about him. Go. I'm not worried about him. Go ahead.
Real quick, I had left something off, man. During the earthquakes and the thing that sparked up the plagues from spreading a little bit more. If you go to the Discord, I'm gonna shoot you a picture of some teepees. They say we was living in the teepees. I got some more teepee pics, man.
Oh, so they said you was living in a teepee?
You remember when they said the Native Americans were staying in the teepees?
Yeah, that's them. They was living in a teepee. Because the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts live in teepees, and then the Red Cross put black people in internment camp. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When they went into the internment camps, and also, like, basically they weren't FEMA, but the Red Cross came in after the earthquake, after they demolished the city of San Francisco, and they not only put them in the South, they also did it out West as well. It was the calling card, man. But I'm sending it to you if you want it.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, any and everything works right about now. Thank you, champion.
Yes, sir.
My man, told y'all, I got an army myself. I am the coordinator at CIA. I'm Mr. Gillespie. Press 1. The fraud department. Black Nazis. Press 1. Sonetta be like, man, that stood for peace. Not my brothers. They stood for peace. Man, that means something over there. Man, it was right there. Man, that was our symbol first. Yeah, because you the original Nazi, you piece of shit. Coffee and Kush TV.
It was not the Haitians, you dumbass. It was you.
Shut up, punk. You ain't got no say. I was waiting for you to get that off. Press 1. We're going to Cleveland, Ohio. They're here to have a good day with us. Good day, Cleveland. You're on the air.
Hi, this is Lita.
Lita, what's going on?
Oh my God, I'm speechless, and but I still just felt like I just had to call in. So since I didn't know where to start, I said I want to read a scripture, if that's okay.
Oh, for a scripture? Of course.
Okay, it's Isaiah 23. I'm gonna read 8 and 9, and it says, "Who has taken this counsel against Tyre, the crowning city, whose merchants are princes, whose traffickers are the honorable of the earth? The Lord of hosts has proposed it to stain the pride of all glory and to bring into contempt all the honorable of the earth." So when I read that, it's like, I normally don't like to talk about, I don't really focus on people that's being negative, but it's just time to everybody to humble themselves. Just like if that lady who called in, Deborah, can call in and tell her truth.
That's right.
It's not about being right or wrong or being against or something like that. It's not like a fight. This is like truth, and this is God. So it's like you can't argue with that. If she can call in and what she, had to endure and face the fact of the truth of what really happened, that's all this is about. Truth. It's not to be hurting anybody. It's just to be telling the truth.
Yeah,
And that's what you're doing.
Thank you. Any what you got to say about all of this that's going on? Talk to me.
I'm like, it's like, it's making sense. And now I'm even thinking that, when she talks about the, I don't know how, because I be trying to make sure I stay on topic. That's
Take your time. You got it. You got it. You can bounce around right now. Go ahead.
Okay, the psychorama, I haven't researched it, but to me, it's just like, did they just even mind trick us to even say that they was destroying the things here and then just saying that and giving us that story?
The German story, yeah, they were doing it here.
Yeah, then because you rebuild it like in these structures was already here, and then we know you don't have the magnitude and the knowledge because you live in evil,
right,
and demonicness, and you are merchant, and you worried about commerce instead of real people like the people of God that would be building to build up a community and not have that wickedness in them. So to me, like, I don't trust, I'm not trying to be a psycho or anything like this, but so I already lived in the spirit before I even to always think and question stuff, but it's so many obstacles that set against us from going to school, from these traditions, from so much. And even when I could go back to being a kid, and that's why I don't have any, but I got nieces and nephews, and I see a good spirit in them, and I see that this world is trying to take that out of them.
That's right.
And a lot of us, that's been taken out of us.
They want to put them, Satan wanted them little kids in prison for the rest of their life.
Right.
That's what he want to take them. He want to take them that innocence out them kids and make them soldiers of the state and slaves for the rest of their life, while they are free and innocent and growing and full of life. And if God say, "Be ye like children," why you want to do that? You are Antichrist.
Yes. Oh God. Yes. And that's so many things that fuel me to do and to keep doing this. And what I see is beautiful. And it's like, it's really power and strength when you look to him and see, and you have to, everybody, you have to let yourself go and realize we all made mistakes. We might have been part of things, did things that was, not in honoring him, not knowing, maybe knowing, whatever it is, because you can't play with God. And that's when you calling in and talking about stuff and agitating. Look to yourself, because everybody has to. That's the only way to this. It ain't about calling in and agitating and doing all that stupid stuff. And I know we don't really reflect on that, but it's what's really happening in the world, because he wants to keep on. And I don't even understand why. I know this is the spirit, because I don't like to even go back and forth. Like, I'm just telling information, but it's something like, okay, no, don't stop this process. Don't even attempt to.
Well, that's why I say I'm not acknowledging him. So don't worry about him. You feel me? So I'm worried about these black Italian Nazis,
Keep me on track.
Yeah, I'm worried about these black Nazis who are Confederates against their own people, who are Confederates.
So that's what he needs. That's what I'm saying. It's related, because that's what he has to realize.
Yeah, I'm not. He don't have to realize nothing.
Don't have to realize it.
No, but you got to realize that I'm not thinking about him. You are.
Okay, I realize it.
I'm thinking about this other thing. I'm thinking about something else.
Yeah. And so all the information that I have, and even when she talked about that the reserves was getting paid to bring in, certain groups of people, it's like the same cycle just keep repeating, and people not aware of.
Miss, you ain't talking about what I'm talking about, ma'am. I'm talking about something else. We just got finished showing some important, these damn French islanders who came in here by way of this situation. And what you talking about?
Right, but I'm saying, like, I'm not asking, but if they are our brothers and people, were they aware of signing up just like when
ma'am, who is this? Tamika Mallory? He's got to be an islander. You got to be from the islands asking me something like this. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely not. I'm from Virginia.
You already making up stuff. Come here, give me a hug.
I'm looking. I got my notes from everything. We done talked. That's what I said when I called in. We done talked about so much stuff that I'm like, I got it wrote down that I wanted to look up the reserve. I put down that.
But that's good. That's good. What do you think about this, though? What do you think about this? See, I got this on the screen. What do you think about that? See, this got me questioning every damn thing. What about the Nation of Islam? The Nation of Islam can be filled with immigrants. What do you think about that?
I think that because anybody that is not following God of the Bible, and you have other guys, that's part of.
Go sit down, man. Go sit your funny ass down. Go man, go sit your funny ass down. Do you learn how to take some real notes? You're not finna confuse us. Oh no, Coffee and Kush TV. Get 'em, Coffee and Kush. You on the air?
That was Tamika calling.
Tamika was like, "Oh me? No, how the fuck this nigga see me?" Listen, I see us toys. We see everything.
Hey, cause when you stop and you say, "Hold on, this," I understand because you talking about a little something, but I'm trying to get back to this. What you talking about?
Yeah, what you talking about?
My brothers. She said my brothers. I say them not our brothers. That's the Japhethites and the Hamites.
Yeah, so she trying to. That's why I said, "Who is this?" I didn't judge her by her voice, and then I judged her by the fruit. She was talking shit. Wait a minute, you're our brothers. Who? Let us find our. Who is we? First of you. I'm just saying. Hold up. I don't want to say them ain't our brothers because them are brothers. But what I'm saying,
not like
at this, these are the guys who's coming against us. We're coming, and here she comes. No, we didn't do that, girl. Please sit down, Tamika. Go ahead, King.
But like you said, them 50 nations, they're spiritually bound together. Like you say, they brothers in what? In Satan, right? So and we brothers in Christ. Amen.
She tried to get us with the Bible. She tried to get us with the.
Them ain't the brothers. Now, when Marcus Garvey was going over there with the Romans, he a brother. Don't be asking about it. I ain't worried about the one. Brother can keep calling it. We not worried about the brother.
We not worried about that, brother. Girl, we not worried about your little cousin keep trolling us, girl. Why you worried about him? We getting back to these people.
Well, but somebody said, man, we worried about the flood. Ain't the God gonna play? He said, no. What you said? Die. He coming with fire. It's fire. Brimstone right now.
That's how you know she don't know nothing. She just taking. She ain't taking no notes. Rico taking notes. Talk to him, King.
So I found Castle Man and what made me speak on Castle Man. So this what it was. Let me get his name real quick. And,
show her how to research. Show her why she talking about God and the Bible and people would get. She think we in the metaverse. She think we in Southern Baptist mentality.
She think we 501(c)(3), man. We got contract. You signed that contract? Did we sign the contract? Nah, we ain't doing that one.
No, we ain't doing that one.
No civil letter mortis over here. No
civil letter.
And what's the other one? No Wonderland, but Secret Chance from the care because I gotta see it in front. What how you say it for Wonderland? Man, I know we'll bring it back, but you know what I'm saying? How you said it in the right word. But let me say his name is John Breckenridge Castleman. And you'll be able to spell, well, you know how to spell Castleman and John. So you look him up, you can kind of pull him up a little bit real quick. But I'm going to tie him in with Mr. Butt that I just brought you in with. And the reason why I know this is important is because Mr. Castleman, he started a insurance company, just like the Liverpool. His was out of Liverpool, but it's just like the Lords of London, which I was just doing my research. I seen the Lords of London came before that, but him starting his.
What's his name? What's his name?
John Breckenridge Castleman.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. And he started his insurance company. It was supposedly 1868, but in hindsight, when you speaking on the Lords of London, knowing this was insurance before, his insurance company was to, let me get it right here. The insurance company was to cover. Now he's setting up a insurance company to where anything that's kind of getting destroyed. First of all, starting with fires and like any, like they said.
Of course, it's always fires.
Like, floods, anything. They said that.
Hold on.
This was for fun.
This motherfucker sad with the motherfucker. Every story we come across, your ass is in a fire. Right at the bitch. Yeah, man, fire. Let me get fire protection.
Fire protection. Y'all need the insurance. We got y'all. We got, like you said. Oh, you break your back. We good. Hold on. So look, I was saying that when he created that, it said ... anything. So with his insurance, it pretty much covers anything pretty much that he can think of.
Oh, he
so
was in the Civil War, the Spanish-American War, and in the Puerto Rican campaign.
I'm trying to get to where he places insurance companies at.
But before you get there, I want the people to know he was in the Spanish War, the American Civil War, and the Puerto Rican campaign. And his unit was the Louisville, the Legion. And he was a brigadier. He's a Confederate.
So he's the Attorney General of the, what you just brought up on the screen, what you just called it, the Volunteer Army.
Oh, my goodness. And he's a Democrat.
I'm finna bring it in because before Butt get with Roosevelt, he's up under this dude's command.
Oh,
Mr. Castleman. They working together. They brothers. Yeah, he a reporter for him. Sending stuff, Mr. Butt sending stuff to the South, though, to Atlanta, to this place. The same place he's sending the propaganda to. Castleman already got an insurance just in case something pop off. And guess what? It's gonna pop off.
It's gonna pop off. It's gonna pop off.
It's gonna pop off.
It's gonna, my mama know. Them niggas put insurance on black soldiers. They know this shit finna pop off. You goddamn right it's finna pop the fuck off.
Hold on. I was trying to get the specific cities because I want to. Hold on. It's right here. I was scrolling. I got, like you said, I got a couple, about 3 pages pulled up.
Oh, okay,
is it right here? Okay, here it is. Right here. I got it. He had his starting up. His first agency was opened and this was began in 1851. New York, Baltimore, Maryland, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Savannah, Georgia, and Charleston, South Carolina. And in San Francisco by the end of April 1853. So we know what's all going on through asylums and all of this. So they can assure asylum, they can assure us through asylum. You know, they just getting, man, they doing some things, man. We doing some things. So to get to that, let me skip over to where him and Mr. Butt is actually interacting in the volunteer army. So a couple of things that they was doing and working on. And they say Mr. Butt was commended by the pretty much everybody in the army because he was good with logistics, good with leading the military people and showing them like he really pretty much the Boy Scouts of America because he ended up and before his death. Before he died, like I said, because he died on the Titanic. So
he died on the Titanic. Okay.
That's what you are. Yeah, you missed it. He died on the Titanic, Mr. Butt. He died on the Titanic. So Theodore Roosevelt, his 6th personality died on the Titanic.
That's right.
So, and they said he was a son of the Revolutionary Army. So his name is under the Sons of Revolutionary Army, Mr. Archibald Boat. But and another reason when y'all
that's why it needs to be funded because the character itself. Go ahead, this is insane,
man. And when you know the character itself came from the Continental Army, he said now. Let's go to Mr. Archibald Ford.
You know who the colonel is of the Continental Army is, right?
George Washington.
George Washington who?
So that's why I'm Gillespie.
That's right.
So like you said,
Limestone George. So that's always going to come back to, that's going to piss my trolls off. Go ahead, bro. That's going to piss them off. Go ahead. They're just trying to get away from Gillespie when you know George Washington Gillespie is King George and they just fucking did. It's a wrap. Go ahead.
Bro, it's a rap. It's a rap because I'm tying them into how they even got the names in the first. Like, come on, man. Y'all
Talk to him.
And look, so Mr. Like I say, when you go to Mr. Archibald Butt, you ain't even got to pull a picture up. But when you get a chance, if you can read he got 3 middle names in between his first and last.
Oh my God,
so
what is
like,
it?
If you can pull it up, if you can, I can read it. Hold on.
Yeah, you go ahead and read it.
Hold on 1 second. His full name, because I think I got it. Was it up at the top real quick? Hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up real quick. Because as I was going through, because I'm like I said, I got these papers pulled up. I ain't gonna lie to you. 8-9 tab. Hold on, let me see. Make sure I get to the right spot. Okay. Now, Mr. Archibald Butt name was.
That's messed up.
Man, it is messed up. No, okay. So I'm gonna have to click off of there. Well, I don't want to lose that page. Hold on 1 second. Okay, let me type his name in right here on this because I want to bring it. I do want to say his name, and then I'm gonna go right into the little article where it shows with him and Mr. Confederate himself, Mr. Insurance Confederate of all these little Wilmington takeovers. I got it already. Archibald.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, but I forget the full name. It is. That's why I say when I go back and research, I want to research his middle name without putting Archibald and Butt, because this is like he took Archibald and Butt was a real.
That's not important to me. That's not important. What's important is these black Nazis, and he's got there. It's taking too long to get to the point. What is it that you're getting
my
at?
bad.
Because I got fucking Marcus Garvey up here. Go ahead.
No, I got it. My bad. Look, I'm going to say it now. I'm going to go back to it. William, the Grafton Reed Clarendon would have been that's his name. Between you put the Archibald and what you call it.
So what is the point of this? But what was the point of it?
The reason why I was saying it was because what we were saying about how you saying just cutting out the last names and how they just able to throw the name on. Even if he just, like you said, if they just pulled up in 1898 or whatever, he was just able to slap on the first and last name, even surrounding the other name. So I'm going to get to that. I mean, that's all I want to say about that. And now just to read exactly what him and Mr. Castleman was doing leading up to right to the 1900. And when I brought up the 1900 of the panoramic view that y'all was talking about, you did say the Paris World Fair. And what we also shown was the Paris World Fair looks like the Chicago World Fair, correct?
Yeah.
So that's important of why not just the name, why it's important of why I'm fit to bring up of how the guys, the adjutant general of the volunteer army of the United States, and again how you showing through a lot of times what you're saying that these company towns that we speaking of, where the trains and all of these stuff that, or the world fairs, they're easily calling the militia to come to war, and this is the militia you showing. So like you saying, the French, Marcus Garvey.
This is all the militia. They're calling up the volunteer militia to overthrow the government.
The World Fairs together too.
That's
and
right. Yes, because it's an overthrow coup and a volunteer invading army full of volunteer militia by way of volunteer cover. Red Cross and many other things. Go ahead.
All of this, yes, sir. So, really, me just saying that really pretty much just sums up what they was doing together. I already summed up that he had the cities insured, and he can have the people insured for fire, flood, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So whatever.
The whole city is insured, of course, and then you got Walter, the guy. Remember the guy we just brought up earlier? That looked like Theodore Roosevelt, and he's an engineer at the dam.
Wyman.
See, right. You need to get on him and his connection to all three and the years provided thereof when you're finished. Go ahead.
Right. I'm gonna do it.
But just go ahead. You got the floor right now.
Yes, sir. I love how the women bringing up these young Girl Scouts too, because I was trying to show you when I showed that picture of how they said the first welder woman was like in 1940 something, but y'all was already welding in the 1860s, 1870s. So y'all as women, and like you said though, having these double roles and waiting to sleepers, y'all call them sleeper agents, and what we know best of subversion. These people would have had jobs in different little places to enact anything that they needed to when they needed to. So I appreciate y'all showing and doing y'all homework as we breaking down Title 36 and just bringing everything else we breaking down, because it's being able to show how, again, all these is connected into one, the names, the corporations, and how they all are a great coup. So I pretty much, that's all I really got to say right now, Professor. I want to be able to put the information better together so I just be more on point and not just so scatterbrained and stuff like that. So I'm going to do my homework and get it laid up to where I can come back with it. And we definitely, I'm going to get all these people together we talking about, and I'm going to present it when I call back in, Professor. I appreciate you. And I appreciate y'all just being able to listen. Sorry about I be talking so fast, y'all. My bad. But I'm going to catch up with you, Professor. Good day, and I'm going to catch up with y'all.
Whatever. I'm gone. Thank you, champion. Lord have mercy. So, that's what I'm saying. Focus on what I'm talking about, because I have no idea where that point even went. You see what I'm saying? If you're not on my Discord, you're not gonna understand exactly the points I'm focused on, and you're gonna be just up here rambling, continuing on conversations, throwing conversations away. What I'm focused on. Here we bring it up, a whole invading army, a whole invading army, usurping the government and all that. Foreign allegiances, foreign people paid, like Tamika Mallory being paid by George Soros. $100,000. Speaking of Tamika Mallory, that'll be equivalent to this. That'll be equivalent to this. Walter Plecker and them giving Marcus Garvey $100,000 is equivalent to George Soros giving Tamika Mallory $100,000. Do you guys understand what that even means? Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air? What up?
Hi, this is Lita.
What's up, Lita? Go ahead.
With the information is the United Negro Improvement Association and African Community League. What I'm looking at is this is the other side of the other nation, just like they came through with the White Star, we got the Black Star, we have the Black Cross nurses, which all are tied into the Red Cross.
Right. That's Black Cross?
Yes.
Oh, shit. The Black Hand. Go ahead.
So, and it's all with World War I and II. The nurses are under the mold of the Red Cross. It's Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I thought you hung up. It says the local chapter was established with the matron, the head nurse, the secretary, and the treasury. Like, it's still like the wholesale line of the military type order, if that's the right wording.
Yes.
And it's the same thing that they did. But the only thing that I'm saying is that this all characters, of course, that they made up to get people to join.
Oh.
And this started in Philadelphia, and the same lady, not the same lady, the lady who started the Black Cross nurses is Henrietta Benton Davis.
Oh my goodness.
So it's just an identical setup.
It's the same play.
With the same duties and with, I guess, statues that was on, the Red Cross.
So did they use blacks to exterminate the blacks?
Actually.
Oh my goodness. I get it. That's how Genghis Khan. Wait a fucking 1 minute. They used blacks to exterminate. They used the Asiatic black to exterminate the Asiatic black Garvey, which is Genghis Khan shit in blackface. I mean,
yeah,
this
that's the
is
picture.
fucking insane.
And up at that, it says Romans up at the top, right? Romans, and then up in that sign that you have up in the building, do you see where it says Romans?
I'm gonna get up there right now. I'm looking for something. What about it though? What about it though?
I don't know. It just it's like the Roman. To me, when I see it, it made me just think about like the Roman Empire. You see that? You can see the cross within the nurse right there, and that sign and the nurse. It's the same group, but the black side.
Let me see. Dillard's.
Oh my God.
So these black cross were by way, and these nurses was under Garveyites in them.
Yeah.
And this is your. Oh my goodness.
And then I wonder if they had
the
like
white star line, the black star line.
The black star line, the black nationalist flag, that Pan-African flag.
Yes. But wasn't Garvey the one putting people on ships, sending them where?
Yeah.
Sending them where? Back to Africa. What if the Russians were using these black communists to cause ghost ships, meaning they give them the ships and they sink them, and they give them wonderful stories like Titanic, but you got black people on ships. I learned about the Black Star Line from the Hellfighters. They didn't want to say that the Hellfighters were on the Black Star Line, but they weren't on the White Star Line. But the Black Star Line was owned by J.P. Morgan as well. He's the guy who funded the ships. He's the guy that owned the Titanic. I'm like, wow.
That's why when I called the first, I'm like, it's so much information, and it's just here, and it's like, oh, wow. And that's why I want to call with clarity, because I'm trying to edify, not cause any type of confusion.
You all right. You know I got a show to do. But look, the simple fact of this black cross. I know, this is more important. Black cross.
Oh my God.
That's the Iron Cross. These oh my God, these can be foreign black women. Nurses. French.
Oh God.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And then there's one little white man in that picture. There's a couple of them back there with those hats on.
With those white hats on?
The white hats, like a black.
Yeah, he's with Marcus Garvey. They're with Marcus Garvey. I've seen those type of guys in a car with Marcus Garvey. So that's for sure. That's for sure. That's for sure, as a matter of fact. But the simple fact is, the Black Cross.
The Black Cross.
Trading places. Oh, not with white people.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Trading places.
Oh my goodness.
This is a lot.
It's a lot, but it's very intriguing. It's like binge watching a show or something. It's like, damn, this is what it is.
You want to stop? You're like, what? We going full.
Yeah, I mean, why not just chase the rabbit?
The Kingdom of Prussia, the Iron Cross.
Of course, that's the Iron Cross is the Kingdom of Prussia.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's
and the German Empire.
And the German Empire. I told you.
King Frederick William III.
Told you.
Prussia established it.
These are all Romanovs. Oh. These are all black. Like I said about the black Nazis. This is the perfect America is for blacks not to know that they were overran. You know how they say blacks sold blacks into slavery?
Yeah.
I got them.
It's bigger than that.
Got them. Now, did they? Yes, they did. This is a awakening truth for everybody. For everybody.
Yeah.
Okay? But it's the walk that God has us on because it's necessary for the coming of the Lord. All of the truth is necessary. You understand?
Yeah.
The white people ain't the only ones who did wrong. We did wrong. Russia did wrong. Germany did, but it's accountability.
Yeah.
You know?
And repentance.
Yeah, and repentance. God gives, if it's a time on earth for you to make things right. See, the thing about this world is they so worried about tomorrow, and they got time to sneak out, and if they can just go to bed and wake up tomorrow and nothing, and God ain't here, everything is fine. But the Spirit of the Lord is in the earth, period. Ain't nothing you can do about it. God oversees it all. You feel me? So ain't no hiding in the clefts of the mountain. You have to address this.
You have to.
You see, you have to address it.
Because it's gonna happen anyway.
Oh, look at you want all the skeletons to come up out the lakes? The more truth we reveal, the water's receding, the bones is coming out.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? On the earth.
Yeah. Finding the truth.
Yeah.
The natural, organic.
That's right. And the water's receding. Look at all on the news. Yeah. Oh man, they just found 20,000 people under the Washington Monument. They don't built on top of these people. 20 and more than 20,000. 70,000 probably. You know, they just don't make the Lord uncover it all as it is it's going to happen. So, you know, not the Lord is just going to bring them into shame. And the way to bring people and bring human beings into shame is to show them without the mask on how nasty it really is. So I'm a good person. I ain't got nothing to worry about. You feel me?
I ain't worried either.
Yeah, I'm a good person. I love people. I love truth and honesty, and I'm on the side of God. You feel me? So whatever y'all on and scared of, that's not what I'm afraid of.
I ain't scared either. That's why I said, let me call back. Let me call back. I ain't scared because this is too important. This is truth. This is beautiful. This is beautiful, and it's not about black or white. It's about who wants the truth and who's following God.
That's right.
No color, and that's all the restraints and the subversion that they put over
it's a corporate boundary. The black and white that I understand now is within civil law. Boundaries is within law, not geographical borderlines on a map. So I get it. You know, I got a show to run, and I'm bringing people up. But me personally, I get it.
Yeah, I know you said when you just was talking to me. Oh, and that's such and such. I'm like, I know you know.
But we gotta.
When I just found out, and you just gotta do it correctly. You gotta do it.
That's
and I understand it.
And it's a beautiful thing.
That's why I called back, because I'm like, woo! And I'm like, okay, no, come back down and be in order.
Please. Let me tell you something. You know how many times I blocked Rico? How many times Amanda's been blocked? Yeah. How many times these people been blocked more times? I gave them every reason to stop talking to me. Okay, so all the folks, y'all better take some pointers, go down to the bungalows and just ask them. You know, that's how Kev is. He'll call you right there.
Cool. I'm ready.
So shout out to you.
For correction, for whatever, and I'm keep on seeking.
Thank you so much.
That's not going to stop at all.
So
that's where I'm at.
So check this out. All of these blacks. Now I don't want to make it sound like Civil War-ish, because it is. It's black on black. That's Civil War. If you got black Haitians versus black Negroes for the replacement for freedom, and for birthright, fuck, motherfuckers gonna fight to the end. And not alone that, you got federal soldiers, federal Red Cross members. This is a civil. Okay. It's not a civil war. It's a overthrow. Yeah, by way of entertainment. So, anything else?
Because that's what I was going to say when I thought about it. It made me think about the world fairs and how they were having them go through that process of nationalizing them. So on this side, some kind of nationalized process that they went through.
Oh, like a re-indoctrination. So they put our people through what they put like Hitler's youth through. What they put those, so that when they got here, it was more like, damn, it was more like all they had to do was apply. All white folk had to do was apply the pressure of, and then it had triggered the fear of what they were put through. Psychotrauma. Psychotrauma.
Yep.
Damn. Yeah, it is. Psychotrauma. Well, thank you for the call, Queen.
Trauma. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love it. Psychotrauma. Psychotrauma is important to understand because that's why they keep bringing it up every some odd years. Okay? So it's important that we understand how this works. Coffee and Kush TV, I thank y'all for tuning into the show. If you want to shout out, you feel me, go to the Cash App, #, is Gills Gang in support of this broadcast, Coffee and Kush TV, breaking down the barriers in your brain. It's okay to free think. Everything is okay. But Theodore Roosevelt, Mr. Walter, and all of these trust busters being the same person. You got Woodrow Wilson in the floods. You can go type in Harry S. Truman in the floods. They pretty much said that was the Holocaust. Press 1. They pretty much said that's the Holocaust. The floods is the Holocaust. Press 1. They said to Thurman, they said Harry S. Truman was acting like Heimlich Himmler, putting these people into internment camps like this. So it's important, family, that we stay important. Shout out to the people who've contributed to this program. Let me get to y'all, and I'll be up out of here. I'll see y'all when I can. I try to, but I'm gonna need a little break because my mind is gone. Not gone, but it needs to take it all in. Because it means a lot. And I want to focus on Mr. Walter and like Rico was saying, all of these characters and how they tie in corporately. We're giving y'all the blueprint of Title 36 through the characters. But remember, this is the pyramid structure of this corporate system all the way up to the National American Red Cross. We were just researching that stuff. Red Cross, Nazis, Germany, all that. And to find out that it all took place right here, and we have our own Holocaust that we have to worry about and gain sympathy from, that the forefathers of the so-called Jew that you're looking at, the Russians and the Romanovs and the Catholic, they performed this on you. And I'm proving that they did this to you. So I don't know what it is and why they want us to focus on them when they need to address what their banking forefathers and German and Russian great-grandfathers did to us, specifically by way of white supremacy, Marxism, and then socialistic white supremacy. Coffee and Kush TV. This is Anti-Semitic Week right here at the Row, and we are anti-Semitism, anti-racism, anti-trafficking, no matter how you want to look at it. And as always, family,